Okay, we'll be doing what we did yesterday, but you got to do some more work yourself. Okay, you're simplifying these expressions. You're not finding what x equals or any other letter what it equals. So you want to make two lines for now. Now ignore the little exponents. We'll put those in later. So I have an x and then another x. Well, when I have two of them, I don't write them twice. I just add. Okay, so I go 3 plus 4. That's 7. That cannot be simplified because we don't know what x is. X to the 7th. Okay, next problem. So if I ignore the little powers, the base I have is x. It's only one of them. Okay. So to find its power, we look at its power here, but it's in parentheses, so it's power to power. So 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so that will be the answer. Okay, x to the 5th times x to the 10th. So look at your bases. You get x times x. So I write the first x down. Then there's another x, so that means I get to just add to the first one. And 5 plus 10 is 15. Okay, so that cannot be simplified. It's x to the 15th power. Okay, my next one. Ignore the little powers. Okay, so you have an x. Always put a dot then a 5, then another x, so I'll just go to the first x and add. Okay, so let's do our x. There's got to be two of them because we wrote a plus sign. So the first one's to the 7th, not in a parentheses, so I just write down 7. Then the other x is to the 8th, not in parentheses, I write down 8. 7 plus 8 is 15. Now my 5 has a power of 1. It is not in parentheses, so I just put a 1. Now, I can't do x to the 15th. Circle what you can simplify. 5 to the 1st is 5, so you're going to write that down first, okay? Then you put your variable with its power right there. 5 times x to the 15th. Okay, next problem. You see what we got here. Remember, this is all times, okay? You put times dots in if you want, okay? So we've got a base 3 times a base x times a base 4, and then another base x means I just go to the x and add to it. Don't write the same letter down twice, okay? So 3 is to the 1, but it's in parentheses, so we don't write 1 down. We take 1 times that outside 2, and that's 2. Then x, there's got to be two of them because we wrote down a plus sign. So first x on the left is a 3, but don't write 3 down because it's in parentheses. 3 times 2 is 6. The other x, you got a 2. 2 times 4 is 8. So 6 plus 8 is 14. Then a 4 to the 1. That's in parentheses, so we take the 1 times the 4, and that's 4. Now, which of these can I simplify? I can do that one, not that one, and that one. Circle the ones that you can simplify with the caret. So 3, that'd be 2 3s, and it'd be 9. So this becomes a 9. Now, don't write the x down. Go to the other one. 4, 4, 4, 4. You would times those. There'd be 4 of them, and that's 256. Then I put my letter that I could not simplify. Now you want to multiply until you can't do it. So I can take 9 times 256, but I can't times by the x, so it's 2,304. Okay. Next. So put in those are multiplication signs, and then 5, and then times. So we got a 6. We got a base of x. We have a base of 5. And then another base x. Well, I already wrote that base, so that means I just add. Okay. So 6 to the 1. 1 times 3 is 3. If it's in parentheses, you got to multiply to find the exponent. Now x, take the one on the left. We've got to fill this in, then this in. So 2 times 3 is 6. This x right here, 2 times 2 is 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Okay, so x to the 10th. Now 5. put a 1 on the 5 up there. It's in parentheses. So we take 1 times 2, that's 2. Now circle what you're able to simplify. 6 to the third I can, the x I can't, the 5 to the second I can't. So simplify those two first and put them at the beginning of the line. So 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. 5 times 5 is 25. So we put those two things. This is 216 times 25. And then we still have that x variable to the 10th. So I take 216 times 25. Got 5,400. Okay, next. You got x. Don't look at the circled crap until you get all your bases listed. Times another x. So that means I'll just add the first one. Don't write the same letter down more than once. So here's the x on the left. 3 times 2 is 6. And the x here, 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So 6 plus 12 is 18. That's the only base I got, and it can't be simplified, so that's the answer. Okay, next problem. You've got a negative 3x times 4. Put dots if there's no operators. So you got a negative 3. You want to put the negative in its own parentheses if it's a negative. Just trust me on this. Times an x times a 4 times another x. Okay. So negative 3 is to the 1. Okay. So 1 times 2 is 2. Then x, there's 2 of them. Okay. So 3 times 2 is 6. And this x here is to the 6 as well, but that ain't in parentheses, so that one just gets written down as 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12. Okay. Then 4 to the 1, but is that in parentheses? It is not, so I just put a 1 down. Now I can simplify that. I cannot simplify that. The letters you can't simplify, but the number bases you can. So negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Then 4 to the first is just 4. So put 9 times 4. So this is a 9, this is a 4. Then the variable x to the 12th. Okay, so 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, next part. So put in times dots. So you got a negative 2, you put that in parentheses. Times an x, times a y, and another x. I already wrote down x, so you put a plus. So 1 times 3 is 3. Now there's got to be 2 x's. We wouldn't have wrote down a plus if there wasn't one. Okay. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9, and the other x is to the 6th. If it's not in a parentheses, you just put the exponent. 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay, then y, it's the only y I got. It's a 2, but it's in parentheses, so we're not allowed to write the 2. We got to take the 2 times the 3. The power to power, that's a 6. Now, only number base I got's that one. I simplify. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. That's going to be negative 8. Times x to the 15th times y to the 6th. Okay. Next, we got a w. Don't ignore the little circles. Times a 4. Another w means I add to the first one. I don't write times again. So w's got 2 of them. So the first one is to the third, but we take 3 times 2 is 6. And then 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 plus 6 makes 12. W to the 12th. Now the 4 is to the 1, and it's in parentheses, so 1 times 3 is 3. I can simplify this, not this. So 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Okay. Next one. Put in your dots. So you have a negative 2. Remember, you want to put the negative in its own parentheses. Okay, just like that. And then times n. Another n means a plus sign. So go find your negative 2. It's to the 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Now, and there are 2. We know there's 2 because we wrote down a plus. So I take 2 times 3, 6. This other end is to the 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12. Okay, so I can figure that out, but not the end. So I go negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. And that's negative 8. Then that's a letter, so nope, end of the 12. That's it. Okay, last problem. Put in the dots. Ignore the exponents until you got all your bases down. So you have negative 4 in a parentheses times an a variable times a b variable times a 12. Then another a, well, I just go to the first a and add another b. So if you've already written down that variable, you just go add it. So 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Then on a, we got 2 of them here and here, so start on the left. 2 times 2 is 4. And then 4 times 2 is 8. So a fourth plus an eighth is a 12th. Okay? Then b, there's got to be 2. That's why you write down the plus so you know that there's 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 2 is 10, so 6 plus 10 is 16. So 12 to the 1 times 2 is 2. So I can simplify that, not that, that's a letter, this I can simplify. So I take negative 4 times negative 4, 2 of them, and then write down 2 12s, and you're multiplying those. So it's positive 16, and that's 144. So down here you quickly put 16 times 144 times the letters that you could not simplify. Okay, and then we can multiply something here. 16 times 144, and then they run into the letters. So that's 2,304.